Okay, so we're going to be going over your assignment for today is going to be to complete that Chapter 10 review. So the Chapter 10 review is 51 problems. 1 through 15 is simplifying polynomials. 16 through 39. So 1 through 15 is addition and subtraction. 16 through 39 is division and multiplication, and then 40 through 51 is just scientific notation. Okay, so it's just a review of everything we've been doing. And then 52 through 61, is expressing each number in standard form. It's given to you in scientific notation. So that's going to be your assignment. Let's go over a couple of these. I want you to understand what you're looking at here. Let's see. So for number 1, you have 5d minus 2d. Okay. Now, these are like terms, right? It's the same variable we have. So what we can do is, the way we simplify this is, we have 5d, we're subtracting 2d, we end up with 3d. Simple as that, right? That's number 1. Let's look at number 2. Negative 6y minus 8y. Okay. You have negative 6y minus an 8y, right? So you have, this is the way I want you to think about this. Okay. You have one negative number, negative 6y, another negative number, negative 8y, and you're combining them. You're adding them together, essentially. So don't let that addition confuse you. When you combine these together, what you end up getting is negative 14y. You're adding these. And since they're both negative, it's going to be a negative 14y. How about number 7? Number 7. Negative 2d plus 9d minus 6d. Okay. So if you have negative 2d plus 9d, you have, again, remember, this is a negative number and a positive number. So what are you going to have? Negative 2d plus 9d, it's going to be 7d. But then you have the minus 6d. So you're going to end up getting d. Or you could put 1d, but it's essentially d. You see that? You're just subtracting these because they're like terms, right? Or you're adding them, excuse me. You're adding a negative 2d to a positive 9d, which would give you 7d. And then minus 6d, which would give you 1d, or just d, right? Let's look at one more. Okay. Let's look at number 11. 16x to the second power plus 8x minus 5x plus 3. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to figure out what our like terms are, right? So we know that 3 is going to be on its own. But what we can say is that 8x and 5x are like terms. 16x is not because of the exponent. So you can just rewrite the 16x to the second power because that's not going to change. We got nothing else to do with that. There's no other like terms. Plus, now the 8x minus 5x, these are like terms. So we can subtract these. It's going to give us 3x, 8 minus 5, plus 3. We just bring down the 3 because you can't do anything with this. So 16x to the second power plus 3x plus 3. That's it. If it's like terms, if it has the same variable or the same exponents or the same variable and the same exponent, then we can work with that. Now let's look at one more just real quick, number 13. (14 plus 8n to the 5th power). Minus 17 minus 6n to the 5th power. Now we have some like terms here, don't we? This right here and this right here. 6n to the 5th, 8n to the 5th. What do we have? 2n to the 5th. Right? And then we got 14 minus 17. That gives us negative 3. 2n to the 5th minus 3. That's it. So you could even rewrite this, really. 14 plus negative 17 Well, you know what? Let's not do that because I don't want to make it too complicated. If we rewrote it as 14 minus 17 plus 8n to the 5th power minus 6n to the 5th power, right? That would be negative 3 plus 2n to the 5th power, or 2n to the 5th power minus 3. Let's go through this one more time. I want to show you what I'm doing here so you understand. Let's rewrite this. 14 plus 8n to the 5th power. Minus 17 minus 6n to the 5th power. Okay. Now, I want you to be able to separate these numbers. This doesn't have a sign, but we know it's a positive 14. We have a positive 8n to the 5th power. We have a negative 17 and a negative 6n to the 5th power. These are the numbers. Okay. So if we rewrote this, I guess that doesn't work. We could do positive 14, right? And then we bring the 17 over, minus 17. Then we rewrite positive 8n to the 5th power. Then we rewrite negative 6n to the 5th power, right? And you'll see that this was brought down here. This was brought over here. This is brought here. And this is here. And it's the same. The same signs are being used. Right? To get your answer. The other thing I want you to understand so let's do number 14. 3x plus 4y minus 6x minus 2x. Now again, what I want you to understand is that you can, now this doesn't have a sign in front of it, but what is it? We know it's positive. Positive 3x, positive 4y, negative 6x, negative 2x. Okay. Now, what we do know is these are like signs, right? So what we essentially have is 7x minus 4x, which would give us 3x.